Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Iamtongue, and in today's video, we're going to compare low light photos between the XS10 and the X-T5. The XS10 has the same sensor as the Fujifilm XT4, the Fujifilm XT3, the XT4, and the XPRO3, the X100V. So what you see in this video, you can apply to those cameras as well. So why don't we just jump into Lightroom and then see what we find. Right now we have two shots. The left side is going to be from the Fujifilm XS10, the 26 megapixel camera. The right is from the Fujifilm XT5, and that's coming from a 40 megapixel camera. So because of the Fujifilm XT5 and its high resolution sensors, people want to know how well does it do in low light compared to the Fujifilm XS10. Since the Fujifilm XS10 is a 26 megapixel sensor, in theory it should do better than the Fujifilm XT5. You shouldn't be able to see that much noise in compared to the Fujifilm XT5, and you should probably see the XS10 hold up in high ISO situations. You should, in theory, see a high resolution camera break down in high ISO situation. We're just gonna go in and check right now, see what's good. And we're just gonna go smack dab right in the center. And this is both at 100%. Wait, let's move this out. And then I gotta make this match to give it a more fair, even playing field. Right there. This is at 100%. I zoomed in a little bit more on the Fujifilm XT5 to make it match. I shot this both at RAW. I didn't do any touch-ups to it. We'll go in here. We're going to the corners. And and we're just pixel peeping, guys. You can let me know if you find anything interesting. But right now, I find that at ISO 800, it's comparable, which should be expected, I guess. But we're just gonna keep going around. And yeah, tell me what you guys think. We're gonna switch over to ISO 1600. And we're gonna just start pixel peeping some more. So far, ISO 800, good on both cameras. All right, so let's zoom in. Wow, wow. Both look good at ISO 1600. Everything's sharp. Well, let's go into the shadow area. And again, I don't know how well this is going to look on your end because of the YouTube compression, but you can see on the XS10 at ISO 1600, there's a little bit of blotchiness here, and the transition isn't as smooth as I would like. And then let me go over here. See, there's a lot of blotchiness over here. Whereas for some reason, the XT5 sensor, it seems a lot smoother than the XS10. I don't know what's going on there, but this is just what I'm finding right now. I do prefer the look on the XT5 a lot more than the XS10, that's for sure. Like here in the corners, you can see like rough patches of like blotches, right? But over here on this side, everything looks smooth, and it's like a smooth transition. Here, there's just like, the color seems to break down. So that's pretty good on the Fujifilm XT5. Let's go in here where you start in the top right corner, you start seeing more noise on the XS10 at ISO 1600. And with the Fujifilm XT5, I find handles the noise a little bit better. I don't know how much you guys can see, but I prefer the look on the XT5. The noise does seem a little finer. I think it's because of the 40 megapixels, so these noise seems look a little bit finer than the XS10. So yeah. And again, you can see right here in this transition, right? It's again a lot smoother on the XT5, but weird blotchiness going around here with the XS10. That is it for ISO 1600. We're gonna move on to ISO 3200. So what we're gonna do, go into center. So I find at ISO 3200, the XS10 looks like it's breaking down more than the XT5 now. The XT5 just has a little bit more clarity to the image. The XS10 does seem a little bit soft. I don't know. Maybe I've been looking at these images for too long, but let me know what you guys think. We're gonna go into corners right here. It just seems like the XT5 in low light is a lot smoother than the XT5. You don't get these uneven patches of color with the XT5 like you do in the XS10. Like this could bother anyone if you don't know, if you are comparing both of them. Let's go up here. It seems to be a lot more noise up here. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, it seems like it's noisy on both at ISO 3200 situation. There's some blotchiness going on the XT5 as well, but it's also happening around the XS10. So again, this is at ISO 3200, and then we're just gonna go into this corner. Let's see what's good. Here you can obviously see more artifacts and more noise, and it just, again, I'm always gonna refer back to like this blotchiness that it's going on. It seems to be the trend with the Fujifilm XS10 right now. Doing a side-by-side comparison with the XT5 and the XS10, the XT5 is doing a great job in high ISO situations, and I am very impressed that you know, the images looks a lot better. They don't break down and they don't have these blotchiness in their photos like the previous generation. So I don't know what Fujifilm is doing over there, working that magic with their engineering, but I think the XT5 is a better low light camera after ISO 3200. But we got two more photos to review, so let's go do that. So both are at ISO 6400. Go in the middle. And you can see the XT5 is starting to break down at ISO 6400. It doesn't look as detailed as it once did at ISO 800. It's becoming to look a little soft in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of the XS10 sensor versus the new XT5 sensor. You can see that at ISO 6400, there's a lot more blotchiness going on in the XS10, the XT5. That's pretty good because the blotchiness was coming into the XS10 a little earlier than at ISO 6400. So we gotta give props to the Fujifilm team for improving on the low light capabilities, because I'm just starting to see these blotchiness now at ISO 6400 on the XT5. And again, you're starting to see more noise coming in from the XS10. Look at all these noise right here, these artifacts. I can see the noise between the two right now, and I prefer the finer noise on the XT5 versus the bigger noise on the XS10. I don't know which one looks better. I think this is all subjective, and it's all up to you. Figure that out in the comments, which one you like better, which one you like more. But to me, ISO 6400, you're gonna have lots of noise, but I think the XT5 is proving its worth in money. So if you guys are ever in a pickle and you need to shoot at that high ISO, I'm pretty confident that you guys are going to get some really good shots in low light situations. Oh, it looks the same to me at this point. I see no difference. It's just the noise on the XT5 looks smaller and finer, and that resonates with me more. Let's move on to ISO 12800, the final one. Go in the center. See, at ISO 12800, I can see this memory card a lot clearer. It seems like it has more detail than this camera, than the XS10. The XS10 looks like it's falling apart right now. Let's move into the corners. With both cameras, look, there's like so much blotchiness up here and up here. With both cameras at ISO 12800, they're both gonna look bad. So just use ISO 12800 like sparingly. Use it if you're in a pickle. Just because the XT5 is better in low light, in my opinion, doesn't mean that it's going to make your photos look good. So just remember that. A lot of noise, a lot of artifacts in the corner with the XT5, and the same with the XS10. I guess this is a preference thing. If you guys prefer the finer noise or the big blotchy noises. In my opinion, the XT5 do look a little bit better. See, I think. So what I found with the XT5 with its high resolution 40 megapixel sensor, it does a better job in low light than the previous generation. Even though the previous generation has a 26 megapixel camera, the XT5 just looks better. It looks more pleasing to me, in my opinion. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the Fuji engineers are drinking that special sauce in there, man. They're doing some crazy things in there. I don't know what the heck's going on. The grains are much finer, which I like. You don't see those big blotchiness that I saw with the XS10. Overall, I feel like the transitions, when it comes to, like, I guess the colors, it just looks a lot better on the XT5 in high ISO than the XS10, in my opinion. Now, is this going to be enough for you guys to upgrade from like an XT3 to an XT5? Maybe, I don't know. It's up to you, and only you can decide that. I can only, you know, share with you guys my findings. At the end of the day, noise and how noise look, and you know, the transition, it's all subjective on what you like. I just didn't like what is on the XS10. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about this low light test? Do you agree with my findings, or do you agree with what I had to say about the XT5? I think the XT5 is going to turn some heads with this, to be honest with you. People don't have to worry about the low light portraits with the XT5, because I think it's gonna do really well in low light. I do wish there was like a neon studio around here in Portugal so I could go shoot some neons with the XH2, which has the same sensor as the XT5. XT5 owners, get excited, because your camera is a lot better in low light, in my opinion, than the previous gen models. Yeah, that is it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and do me a favor, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, I got more Fujifilm content and photography related content coming. I post like once, twice a week. That is it for me, guys. Once again, my name is Tongue, and I'll see you in the next video.